Voter apathy among young people has been a cause for concern in South African politics for a long time now. According to Stats South Africa, a 2018 population estimates about 11.7 million young people between the ages of 18 to 29 were eligible to vote in the 2019 elections, which was around 1/3 of the total electorate. Now, out of these 11.7 million, only 5.6 million registered to vote, and out of those who registered, only 46% actually turned out to vote. Now, do young South Africans feel connected with the government or the political parties on offer? Let's get that discussion on the roll now with Enzokuhle Sabela, a third-year journalism student at the Durban University of Technology. Thank you so much, Enzo, for your time. So you are proposing then that voter education be taught in school to address voter apathy. Now, some suggest that young people are choosing not to vote because of voter apathy. Others say it's not that. I mean, what do you think, and why do you think young people are choosing not to vote? And more importantly, how crucial then is voter education at school level?
Good afternoon, Unati, and good afternoon to your viewers at home. So, young people aren't voting because they prefer organizing outside formal democratic structures. And secondly, they don't have faith in the government and political leaders that we have on offer. So we all know that in order to grow a democracy, you need to vote. That's the best way to grow democracy. And with Freedom Day coming up on Saturday, young people shouldn't look no further. They should see that if you come together with one common goal, you can achieve something great, something historical. And the best way to teach young people this is to incorporate it in the life orientation system, into the life orientation curriculum, the outdated life orientation curriculum.
And I mean, when we look at, and I'm glad you mentioned, of course, the fact that we are going to be celebrating our democracy and freedom, of course, on the 27th. So it does then become important to, even when we look at this particular election, to wonder why, 14 million of young people are missing that are eligible to vote. I mean, there has been, if you look at the trend, a steady decline in voter turnout since the 94 national elections. And it became even more evident in the local general elections in 2021 that this trend was continuing. I mean, what then could the impact of this trend be on South Africa, given the fact that we are a youthful country?
Okay, well, look at how great the youth population is in South Africa. If you've got a group of young people, 14 million, that aren't voting, then you're in serious trouble. Like I said, they don't trust political leaders that we've got on offer. How many young politicians do you know in South Africa? Look at New Zealand, who've got the youngest MP. When are we going to get to that level?
Why do you think young people particularly have this, or what do you think there is this trust deficit between young people and those that are in power?
Young people are told that they are wet behind the ears whenever they want to put themselves in positions to take over or to lead South Africa. They're told, no, your opportunity is coming, but they're turned away at every single chance. So what are they supposed to do now? Because the people who are gatekeeping these opportunities are the older people, the older generation who are in power.
So we might not necessarily be looking at just apathy then in this case. It might be, a fact that, the leaders of the country, even in society, are really not engaging with young people in a manner in which they want to be engaged with. And they're probably also suggesting solutions for young people. I mean, it is quite interesting to see that the cohort that we are talking about is between the ages of 18 and 35. And that is a huge, a gap in terms of people that, where there is this misalignment in communication then.
100%. It's not just with political leaders, it's with the IEC, who is the body in charge of elections in South Africa. You're not approaching young people on their level. You're just doing it for the sake of completing a task. You're not you're not making a big enough effort.
I mean, you are a third-year journalism student. Just talk to us about what are some of the problems, that young people are facing at the moment. I mean, we've seen the rise of young people in 2016, I think it was, through Schools Must Fall and the Roads Must Fall movement. And consistently we are seeing young people even protesting outside in communities. Just talk to us about what are these issues that, that need urgent attention. We also are looking at, high levels of unemployment in as far as youth is concerned.
You've hit the nail on the head. The biggest one is unemployment, because we've got NSFAS who funds young people to get a good education. But what good is that education if you're just going to have a degree sitting at home collecting dust? The young people want jobs, they want opportunities. Give them a chance and you'll see how great South Africa will be.
When we talk about voter education, and as we wrap, what would that look like, in school level and it being included in the school curriculum?
Okay, well, I remember when I was still in high school, life orientation was probably the worst subject for everyone. It wasn't taken seriously. You had it maybe once every 2 weeks. It's not given the same attention. Big subjects such as physical science, biology, and English are given. So teachers would often go to mathematics workshops instead of life orientation. So you've got the IEC, Department of Basic Education, need to work with the IEC in educating young people from the lowest level, from grade 10, from the time they are 16, in order to prepare the next generation of voters in South Africa.
All right, Enzo, thank you so much for your time. Let's leave it there for now. Of course, it's just getting a view of a young South African ahead of those elections. Enzokuhle Sabela is a third-year journalism student at the Durban University of Technology.